You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hi, we are Enterprise-Splaining, the podcast where we explain Star Trek Enterprise to each other and to you. I am Jamie, and these are my co-hosts Maria.
Hello.
And Bill.
Fuck yeah!
Was that enough energy for you, Bill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Listeners, before we started, Bill's like, bring the energy, bring the energy.
Everybody, no, I'm sorry.
It's because we're both like, we're so tired.
Oh my god, I can't believe it. Oh god.
We were like, oh, we're so tired. All right. So today we're going to be talking about the Star Trek Enterprise episode Impulse.
Yeah.
Another one word. I swear every episode of Enterprise is like one word or it's the and one word.
It's their preference.
I've talked
for sure.
about this before.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because I went back to the original series, Who Mourns for Adonis, and
yeah.
those who the gods would destroy.
Are you saying that 2 days and 2 nights isn't comparable?
Okay. Okay, so like the last couple episodes, we got now Impulse, Rajin, Extinction, Anomaly, The Zindi, The Expanse, Bounty, First Flight. We have to go back so many episodes for just one that has two words. And we're like not counting the. And then before that, then it's Regeneration, Cogenitor, The Breach, right? Like,
yeah, they're big fans of the one word.
This is ridiculous. Like, I come up with actual titles.
Right.
Anyways, today we're talking about Impulse. However, I am the only person here who's actually watched it, so it's my job to explain to my co-hosts what happened on the episode. Before we get to that, we have merch, you guys. We have t-shirts in a TeePublic store, the ESO Network TeePublic store. There is a link in the show notes. We have very cute Porthos Appreciation Society shirts that are very popular. We strongly recommend. I wear mine. Whenever I wear mine, I get compliments from people who don't know what it's from.
I have no idea what
it is. Like, they don't know that it's Star Trek. They don't know I have a podcast. They don't know about Enterprise. They're just like, what a cute dog. I love your shirt.
Yeah, it's great.
Computer, tell us about the episode we will be talking about this week.
Impulse. An automated distress call from a Vulcan starship is detected. Archer, T'Pol, Reed, and Hawkins attempt a rescue mission, but they become trapped on board the vessel and have to fend off the Vulcan crew who have turned violent.
All right, it is now time for 2 truths and a lie. Ooh. I'm going to tell you 2 truths and 1 lie about this episode, and you can guess which is the lie. Are you guys ready?
Yes. Absolutely. Gimme.
Statement 1. Archer is able to physically overpower T'Pol.
Okay. That's not something you would make up. Okay.
Statement 2. Vulcans try to kill Archer.
Yeah, that seems right.
Vulcans, plural?
Yeah. So.
Yes.
Okay.
Statement 3. Archer kisses T'Pol.
No! No!
Okay, so the title of this episode is Impulse.
Yep.
Which makes me think that they encounter Vulcans who have been affected by the Expanse.
Oh, the crazy Vulcans in the documentary ship.
Yes. Well, maybe not them, but other Vulcans.
I'm going to say 3. I refuse to believe that Archer kisses. I just don't want it.
Archer is able to overcome the fall. I'm going to, just to be different.
Those are good options. That was my, yeah. Mm-hmm. It was 1 or 3 for me.
Just to choose something different from Maria. I think Maria is probably right, but just to, yeah. Okay. We're going to encounter horny Vulcans in this episode.
This season is so horny.
While you ponder what this week's lie may be, let's hear from one of our sister podcasts on the ESO Network.
Well, it's getting close to summer, and you know what that means. No, don't you dare. That was 2 promos ago. Now, one thing you can be sure of, Monster Attack publishes new episodes every Monday at 5 p.m. Monster Attack, the podcast dedicated to old monster movies and a proud member of the ESO network.
Hey, shut up! Shut up!
All right, you guys ready for the cold open?
Yes.
Archer kisses to Paul.
Apparently, I'll just tell you now, this is the shortest cold open in Star Trek history.
What?
At only 18 seconds. I'll tell you later why I was on. I don't usually look at the memory alpha pages for episodes, but I did for this one. So 18-second cold open. We open on a chaotic scene in sickbay. A panicked-looking Archer with 3 long bloody scratches on his cheek and a uniform that looks like it has been through some shit is running into sickbay carrying an unconscious T'Pol.
Oh.
She's in her blue uniform, by the way.
Nice.
Oh.
And he's yelling that she's coming too. Phlox rushes to help him.
Wait. She's coming too, or she's coming to?
Oh!
No, not the latter.
Stop it!
Still.
It's like on when Jilly Jacobs was on Comedy Bang Bang promoting the film Come Play, and everyone was like, she's in a movie called Come Play?
18-second cold open. Let's do this.
Phlox rushes to help Archer lay her on one of the exam tables. And as she starts
They
to
lay her on one of the tables?
Ignoring that, as she starts to wake up a bit, God damn it, they grab some straps and strap her to the table. I swear this is not a sex thing.
We have entered the Expanse where the rules do not apply. I get cave episodes, and Jamie gets the sex episodes.
I thought I was getting them. Apparently, they're all sex episodes.
They are able to get the straps over her lower body, but as...
Stop it, Bill.
But
I'm not doing it.
It's your fault.
18 seconds, guys. Come on, let's do this.
Good thing you have a short script.
18 seconds? It's a Maria episode. It's the team episode.
They're able to get the straps over her lower body, but as Archer goes to strap in her arms, she fully wakes up and she starts screaming, let me go, and begins to fight back to prevent them from restraining her. She wraps her hands around Archer's neck and starts choking him and then growls, I'll kill you. Archer says, we are not going to hurt you, but T'Pol screams, liar.
Oh my goodness.
Phlox is able to pull her arms off Archer and manages to restrain her enough to get her upper body strapped to the table somehow.
Oh,
not
okay,
clear.
that's interesting.
Maybe Phlox also has super strength.
Sure. No, that was exactly what I was about to say. Is that interesting that Phlox is stronger than an enraged Vulcan? Okay, interesting.
I mean, I know that denobulans are stronger. I wouldn't have thought they'd be stronger than a Vulcan, but, it's only half a Vulcan because half of her is
half of her is already strapped down. So she's now fully strapped down and she is fighting against the straps as though she's like a trapped animal. And then she lets out just a scream, like great scream.
Nice.
I love a good scream, and this is a good scream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fade to black and jaunty guitar theme song.
Yeah.
It is a very funny juxtaposition when it's like this horrifying thing, and then it's like,
we've experienced that before.
Yeah. So, anyways, this brings us to our Diane Warren update of the week. Anybody who does the New York Times crossword, if you did the mini crossword on Wednesday, May 6th, 2026, 5 across is songwriter Warren with 17 Oscar nominations for Best Original Song.
Excellent. Oh, that's how you know you've made it.
I sometimes do that, and I haven't been doing it in ages, and now I'm mad I didn't.
What day of the week was this, Jamie?
Wednesday. It was the mini crossword.
Wednesday.
But yeah,
fair
it was
enough.
a small one, yeah.
And then I was like, I wonder who wrote this crossword. It was Diane Warren.
Wait, Diane Warren wrote the mini crossword?
Yeah. So,
Holy shit, that's more impressive than the crossword itself.
yeah. So, do you guys remember, I think last week or the week before I told you about like the New York Times, like top 30 best living songwriters. So
Yeah.
they're having each of those songwriters do a mini crossword.
And she put her own
And
name
she
in there.
put herself into her crossword, which is such a Diane Warren thing
Yeah.
to do.
That is
Oh, Lord almighty.
great.
But since she really hasn't been up to much this week other than the crossword, I thought it may be a good time to do a little throwback to a historical story that I'd kind of been saving
Oh my
for a slow
God.
week. Have either of you guys seen the movie A Star is Born, the 2018 one with Lady
Yes.
Gaga and Bradley Cooper?
Yes.
Oh, good, because I actually have not seen it, but when it came out, I was obsessed with the soundtrack for a while, despite not ever seeing it. Okay, Bill, since you're a big movie person,
Oh, boy.
can you just give a very quick sort of synopsis of like what the movie's about leading into the SNL scene? Do you remember the SNL
Boy,
scene?
not really. I mean,
Okay.
it sort of follows the premise of Star is Born, which has been remade over and over again, is that as one star rises, another star falls. And it's Bradley Cooper is a drunken, despotic country western star, and he goes to a drag bar, I think, and meets Lady Gaga's character, and he falls in love with her and brings her into stardom, and as like she becomes super popular as he falls further and further into his alcoholism, and I specifically do not remember the SNL scene. But yeah.
Okay. Maria, do you remember the SNL scene?
No, not at all. I remember the scene of them meeting. I remember them working on that first song together. And I don't remember the SNL scene.
Okay,
I mean,
so
I literally saw it in the theater. So it's been, I have not seen it since. So.
Despite not seeing this movie, I feel like I know so much about it. And like, I remember hearing about the SNL scene because apparently she performs like a pop ballad called Why Did You Do That? And it's sort of the turning scene. It like is supposed to represent like her kind of selling out. And it's this, apparently the scene where like Jack sees her performing this and is like, this song sucks compared to like everything that she's done previously. She's selling out by doing this like like pop ballad that is about nothing, that is not very good and this is a song that has the line, it's the first two lines are, why do you look so good in those jeans? Why do you come around here with an ass like that? Cause the idea is like, she used to write this like deeper, more meaningful music, and now she's just writing these stupid pop songs that are about nothing. Well, Diane Warren wrote that song. And I remember this because at the time there was a lot of praise with like, it's really, I guess in the movie, it becomes this like hit song, and it's really hard to write a song that is both very clearly just a bad song, but also extremely catchy and a believable hit at the same time.
I know who we need to talk to for this.
Yeah, that's exactly the right person.
Yeah, and it's the only song that she wrote for this movie. She wrote it with Lady Gaga. And I remember, like, she really was getting so much praise at the time. And so I went back recently and looked at a New York Times interview because they were like, we gotta go talk to Diane Warren about how she wrote just, like, the perfect bad song.
Yeah.
And Diane Warren responded, I would never purposefully sit down to write a bad song. Although I guess I've done some without trying that turned out that way. This was a fun song, and I love fun pop songs. Not everything has to be serious all the time. And then he asked her, this is Kyle Buchanan at the New York Times, was there any sort of directive about what this song was supposed to represent for Allie? And she responded, no, the directive was just to write a fun song, something that shows she's becoming this pop artist.
Right.
And at the time that I remember reading this and being like, she's doing a bit. She's in character. She's doing a bit. She knows that this song, it was such a perfect bad song, and it needed a bad song for that scene. She wrote a very good bad song.
Right.
And I was like, this is a bit. And now, after doing this podcast for 2 years, where I feel like I know so much more about Diane Warren doesn't do bits.
No, I think you're right.
She is so sincere. I really think that she thinks this is just a good song, and it's very funny to me. So it's always sort of been one of my favorite, like, Diane Warren lore stories, is that she wrote the perfect bad, good song. It is so catchy. It, like, stays in your head. It's like a really both good song and, again, very silly bad song with bad lyrics. And she, to this day, insists that it's just a good song. Which obviously it can't be, because it would not work for the scene if it were a good song.
I can understand that. Like, I can understand that some songs came out of Diane Warren, like, pure elemental, like, this is what I was feeling at this time. But also, if you came to her, how many songs? Is it 1,500 songs that she's credited?
Oh my God,
writing?
so many. The playlist has like 500 something, but that's just like.
But exactly, it was
she has
like
so many more.
If you came to her and said, "I need you to write a silly pop song that would be on Saturday Night Live," to like, she could write that. So
yeah,
I'm sure that it was a sincere song. But you can give her parameters.
Yeah, I'm sure that they were like, it needs to be super catchy, a believable hit, but have lyrics that are vapid.
Yes.
And she did it perfectly. But I think, like, she just won't, like, if you call it a bad song, she's like, no, it's not bad.
No.
And it is a very, very, very good song for that purpose. But the purpose is to be it's supposed to be a bad song.
Both things are true.
Yeah.
Also, Bradley Cooper's a character in that movie, not an objective judge of what is a good song.
That too. For
Shall we say?
For sure.
All right, so that is this week's Diane Warren update of the week. When we get back from our jaunty theme song, we are right back in sickbay where the cold open left us, with T'Pol strapped to a table and fighting against her restraints.
What color is her uniform?
Oh, she's in the blue uniform.
Ah, excellent.
Phlox is scanning her and says that the damage is more severe than he expected. Archer asks if he can reverse it, and Phlox says he's not certain. Phlox then tries to give her a hypo spray, but she is like struggling, and even though she's strapped down, she's like moving her head trying to like prevent him from hypo spraying her. Archer tells her that Phlox is trying to help her, but she yells back at him that he's trying to kill her like you killed the others. Murderers.
Oh boy.
And then she is just like screaming, then just like an animal, like without actually saying words, just like sounds.
Right.
And like moving her head back and forth very like violently. But Phlox is able to eventually hypospray her. It's a sedative. She's knocked unconscious. And then they slide her into the like MRI like machine.
Mm-hmm.
We get a fade to black and then a little title card with the words "1 day earlier."
Oh, flashback. Oh,
yep.
Awesome.
Trip is telling Archer that crew morale is low. They're in like they're in that like a new like command room or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh God, this fucking command room.
I know.
This unstaffed command room.
Yeah, that's always like extremely dark for unclear reasons.
Where is the little nerd with big glasses?
Oh.
Trip is telling Archer that, so this is the other thing. They're always in this room. It feels like in the middle of the night. Like, I'm like, what are they doing during the day in this room? And again, this is also, we'll see in a second, also the middle of the night. Trip is telling Archer that crew morale is low and suggests that they start movie nights back up. Because apparently they haven't had any of them since they entered the Expanse.
Awesome.
Archer replies, there will be plenty of time for movies once we've dealt with the Xindi.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Dude, learn about burnout. He's such a bad manager.
Trip is like, look, I get it. No one hates the Xindi more than me. But either we bring back movie nights or we have to have Phlox like start medicating people because that's like how bad shit is right now.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Eventually, the bloodlust in Archer got so high that even Trip had to point it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Trip suggests that they start with a classic Hope and Crosby comedy. Archer finally agrees, just as T'Pol walks in. She is wearing her blue uniform, just like she was a day later in that other scene. So just...
Okay.
Archer tells her that they're looking at Xindi's star charts, and T'Pol is like, you didn't invite me?" And Archer's like, "Oh, well, it was so late at night, and we didn't want to wake you up." Which is weird, because I'm like, then why is she, like, in her uniform? Like, I don't know. But she's like, "Well, I'll help now." So she goes over to the screen next to Trip and starts, like, doing some work on it. Trip asks T'Pol if she has any plans on Tuesday night. To which T'Pol replies that she does not.
Trip makes the tappity finger movement.
Excellent.
Trip then just says, "Mess hall, 1900 hours." After a beat, T'Pol catches on and just replies with, "Movie night?"
Nice.
Yeah, I love it. It's, like, really
That's
cute.
really
like,
nice.
It really shows how well they know each other at this point.
Yeah, that's really nice.
But at that moment, the comm beeps and Hoshi calls in from the bridge, because Hoshi's in charge of the bridge right now. Eric thought it was kind of weird, but I was like, I don't know, it's the middle of the night, and I feel like that was like on TNG, like we'd always see like the lower level people were always like, I mean, Hoshi's real low level because she's an ensign. That seems kind of unusual, but also like there's barely any officers on the ship. So,
but they put Travis in charge before, and he's an ensign.
This gets into the thing of like there are no other the
command
only
staff
crew members that we see are like there's these 6 characters and then
there's no other officers on the whole ship. Everybody else is just like
obviously there are other officers.
I guess they're like
on the
ensigns,
ship,
I guess, like lower level ensigns or something. No, they're just like crew members.
They're just crew members. I think
there are other officers on the ship, but we never.
I don't know.
God, no, I don't think there are because we never see them put in charge.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, that's the problem with the show.
Anyways, so the comm beats Hoshi calls in from the bridge and lets them know that she picked up an automated distress call from a Vulcan ship.
Uh-oh.
Fire photon torpedoes.
Too bad. Fuck you. You didn't want us to be here? Well, we're not here.
What are you doing here, jackasses?
Archer and T'Pol then head to the bridge.
They're still strangling each other 6 months later.
T'Pol says she recognizes the transponder frequency as coming from a Vulcan ship called the Saleya, which was one that she served on as deputy science officer before she was reassigned to the consulate on Earth. 9 months ago, the Saleya was attempting to chart the perimeter of the Expanse and then got caught in a subspace eddy that pulled them into the Expanse, and no one has heard from them since.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then, so remember, the Vankara was the ship with that beautiful documentary footage of the crew attacking each other.
The ship. I do not remember that. I remember the footage. I do not remember that was the ship.
The name of the
ship.
It
was called the Vankara. So that's not this ship. This ship is the Saleya. The reason the Vankara went into the Expanse was a rescue mission to find the Saleya.
Oh. Because I was going to say, like, for the Vulcans being all like, stay the fuck away from the Expanse, there's now been 2 ships in there. What the hell? But that makes sense.
Yeah, and this actually made sense to me why they were so against anyone going in, and especially T'Pol, because like they had a ship go in, never hear from them again. They send in a rescue ship, shit goes down on that ship.
Yeah.
Right. And I like things are bad. I can see like they're super spooked. Like this made me understand. I was like, oh, that's why they're like, do not go the hell into the Expanse. Right. Like stay away from that place. The Enterprise heads to the coordinates where the distress call is coming from. I mean, they try to call it and don't get a response.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you okay there? What's going on? You all right?
It was an automated distress call, so there's no like we don't hear it, so I don't really it could just be generic or it could just be like a
text or
I'm
whatever.
sure things are absolutely fine there.
when
What
they
could
get
possibly
there,
go wrong?
they find there's like a giant asteroid field of the type that some certain astronomer guests that we've had on this podcast would be very unhappy about. Hi, Noisy.
Boring.
With just like asteroids everywhere, like floating around so close to each other, like running into each other, like crashing into each other, like, and in the middle of this field, 2,000 kilometers away, which is very far, sits the Saleya. Trip says that the asteroids in this field are loaded with trellium, which is likely the reason that the Saleya was there.
Is that the thing that you need to
Yeah.
coat your
It's
hull with to
it's
prevent you from experiencing anomalies? Okay.
The space asbestos, yeah.
Space bestos.
Space asbestos. But, so they think that the Saleya was there because the asteroid
To try to
field
get trellium.
Oh, to try to get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The asteroid field is way too thick, or sorry, dense. So let me just say that again. The asteroid field,
THICC.
not that kind of thick.
That is one thick asteroid field.
The
It's a dangerous asteroid field, but it's thick.
The asteroid field is far too dense for the Enterprise to be able to go in. So Archer decides to take a shuttle in instead and just like take the shuttle to the Saleya. He takes Malcolm and T'Pol and a Mako named Hawkins with him.
But not Travis, the best pilot on the ship.
Okay, but Archer thinks that he is the best
That's
pilot,
fair, he
so.
does.
Fair enough. The Mako is a white guy?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
a white dude. Before leaving, he tells Trip to try to get his hands on some of that trellium ore.
Because it's thick.
Archer then successfully pilots the shuttle through the asteroids. We get a little scene of him piloting
Sure.
and then, going,
Of course he is.
like weaving in and out.
He is actually a good pilot.
Yes,
Fair,
supposedly.
fair.
Sure.
He does it, like some stuff does hit the shuttle a little bit. I think I think it's Malcolm makes a joke that it's going to need a new paint job later. But they do make their way to the Saleya. They scan it and power is down. Life support is minimal, but they are reading mini biosigns.
Oh.
And they try to call it, but don't get a response. So they head to the docking port. On the ship, it is very dark, but there's like power coming on and off. So we get those like flashing lights. Definitely not a good episode for anybody who can't handle strobing lights. But yeah, there's just like everything looks kind of destroyed. There's like random wires, like just like hanging down and like random sparks. It looks abandoned and in very bad shape. But they don't have any environmental gear on, so there's apparently life support on the decks that they're on.
Why would they not have environmental gear on anyway?
The environmental gear, like, you have to put the actors in it, which they don't like, and it restricts their movements.
And it's not an Enterprise, it's an all Star Trek problem.
I'm with you.
I actually feel like Enterprise does better with it. I feel like we see environmental suits more often on Enterprise than on like TNG.
Yeah, fair.
I'm not going to be upset.
But it is this thing where you're just like, come on, dude, like this ship is not in good shape.
Yeah.
Put an environmental suit on.
What the hell's going on
like,
there?
what if you lose atmosphere or something?
Right.
It definitely seems abandoned, but they keep seeing biosigns in other parts of the ship on their scanners. They find this bulkhead that has like a bunch of blue stuff on it. And when they scan it, they determine that it's trellium. And it seems like the crew was attempting to line the ship with trellium, but never finished. They also come across a wall that has Vulcan blood like splattered on it. Yeah, we're really getting into like the horror tropes. Nice. They decide to split up to search. Malcolm and Hawkins go in one group and Archer and T'Pol in the other. Archer and T'Pol come to a door and T'Pol is reading a biosign like right on the other side of this door. So they try to open it. They eventually manage to get it open, and as soon as it's open, a Vulcan man who has like his skin looks almost like green tinted and he has like suspicious looking like sores all over his face. He just like comes right through that door and immediately attacks them. Ugh. And he's attacking them with like some sort of like homemade weapon. It's like a long pipe with like a cog, like a half of a cog like in the end to make like a hatchet.
All right.
Improvised
Nice.
tech
I like
weaponry. Love it.
It's cool.
I like it.
Again, real into these like horror tropes.
Yeah.
Archer gets in a little scuffle with the guy, and during the scuffle, the Vulcan guy swipes Archer's face with his nails, which creates the like
three
four
scratches.
bloody
We saw that
scratches
later,
that we saw, in the opening scene. T'Pol manages to shoot the Vulcan with the phaser. Or phase pistol. Sorry, there's a lot of phase pistols and phase whatever the phase assault thing, and I call them all phasers. I know technically they're not phasers, but whatever.
Fine. They're phasers.
It's fine.
But it does like she hits the guy, like she shoots the guy, she hits
Right.
him. It does nothing.
Oh,
He
shit.
is just like still going
wow.
after Archer. So she shoots him again, and this time he does fall to the ground unconscious. T'Pol scans him and says that his synaptic pathways are severely damaged. They're about to try to carry him to the shuttle pod when 2 more infected Vulcans come running down the hall towards them.
Zombie Vulcans.
They point their phasers at them, but the Vulcans do not even hesitate. So then they shoot them, and they have to shoot them each twice before they get knocked out. Archer then calls Malcolm to warn them about the Vulcan zombies, because you called it, Bill. This is a Vulcan zombie episode, or Vombies.
Vombie.
There are Vombies, you guys.
Zombies.
Zombie episode. It's a Vombie apocalypse.
Oh my God.
Zombie.
It is
Zombie.
it is-
Zombie.
It is World War V. It is iVombie. We are doing it. This is Vombie episode, guys.
Archer's been scratched. Is he going to be infected? Is he going to be the one that's like, no, I'm fine, and he covers it up and the entire...
Except it's
Is
on
this
his
the last
face.
episode?
It's on his. It's like
He's like, no,
it's
look
on
at
his
me.
cheek, and it's giant. So yeah, there's no way
And
to cover that up.
He brushes his hair, his long hair over.
But just after hanging up, some Vombies jump out and surprise attack Malcolm and Hawkins. They are able to shoot them enough times to knock them out, but then more start coming.
Shit.
One of the Vombies hits Hawkins in the shoulder with like one of the like makeshift weapons. And Hawkins is like kind of out of commission for a bit. Malcolm is still fighting with one of them. But then that Vombie grabs him from behind and basically grabs Malcolm's weapon and uses it to choke him. So he's like,
He doesn't
harder,
shoot
like-
him.
says Malcolm.
'cause he-
Harder.
Malcolm has one of the big, like he doesn't have the little phase pistol. He's
Yeah.
got like the big like phase assault rifle or whatever, like
Yep.
the phase rifle.
Rifles.
And so he's like got it on Malcolm's throat and is choking him.
All right, I'm going to
Interesting.
pause you, Jamie. Don't say anything to what I'm saying here. So, Maria,
Yes.
obviously, they cannot have a bunch of Vulcans on this ship now.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? How are they going to get rid of all these extra Vulcans?
So what's going to happen? Well, they're all infected. And since they're Vombies, they're probably all already either dead or dying. And this is it. So
Right.
I call they airlock them into space to get rid of them.
Well, they need to keep T'Pol alive.
Yeah, they'll take T'Pol back, but then they'll
They
airlock
keep some
everybody
miracle.
else.
They keep some miracle cure for T'Pol, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, when the Saleya went into the Expanse, there were 140 Vulcans aboard. So you're saying that Archer's just going to murder 140?
No, I'm
I'm
saying
just curious to see how
No.
this is going to play out because
I'm-
they can't
I'm-
have Enterprise cannot have allies.
right.
And they can't have additional Vulcans on the ship. So
Yeah.
my question is, how are they going to deal? Like, the Vulcans need to die. Something
Well-
needs to explode.
There's, I
They
guess
could fix the ship.
they could
presumably.
fix the ship and send them on their merry way.
No.
But my thought is not that Archer's going to agree to kill 140 Vulcans. It's that they're already dead. That
Right.
either they're already dead or they're too far along. They're,
Right.
there's no cure
Okay.
for them, and that's why they just blow up the ship or whatever.
My prediction is the zombie Vulcans accidentally blow up their own ship.
Oh yeah, that's good too.
All right. Well, before that conversation, if you'll recall, Malcolm was getting choked by his own weapon. It looks like it's about it for Malcolm, guys. But luckily, Archer and T'Pol show up right at that moment to save him.
Yay!
Nice.
Then Malcolm looks over at the unconscious Vombies, and he sees that some of them, the ones that they like shot at the beginning, are now waking up, no longer unconscious, and they're like, oh shit, we gotta get the fuck out of here. So they all start just like heading as fast as they can to the shuttle. As they're going, T'Pol sees Hawkins set his phaser to kill, and she's like, dude, this is a rescue mission.
Yeah, well, I don't blame Hawkins, to be honest.
He replies, with respect, ma'am, they don't seem to want our help. He mammed her.
He mammed her, man.
He
That's
mammed
not
her.
cool.
With the way he said it, he's like, with respect, ma'am.
Which means, without any respect, bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm on his side. These motherfuckers are trying to...
Yeah, using stun does knock them out. It just, they eventually get back up. I mean, it just knocks them out for a couple minutes.
There is a whole technical difficulties to be had about how stun works, because surely human stun and Vulcan stun isn't the same, right? Like, I had it on Vulcan stun, that killed the human guy. It was a mistake.
T'Pol is having none of this. She grabs his arm and pulls him face to face with her and says, you heard me.
Oh, shit.
And remember, like, she is his commanding officer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, hold on a second. She resigned her commission. She's not in any...
But she is clearly second in command of the Enterprise. I mean, the Makos are not part of Starfleet either, but, like, still on the ship, they still have to do what Archer tells them to do.
Well, here's my question. Is T'Pol still second in command? I know she's the science officer, but she no longer has any official...
I believe she's second. She's clearly second.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when she decided to stay and not go to Vulcan, like the Vulcans wanted her to, Archer said, you have a job here, and your job is you're second in command, which is what you've been doing all along.
But she's not in Starfleet.
But it doesn't matter because on the ship, like, neither are the Makos, but their chain of command still includes Archer, presumably. I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know who's in charge of the Makos.
Yeah,
I don't know who's in charge of it.
Yeah, it's definitely not this Hawkins guy, because I checked, because I was
he's second in command.
Confused about second
Major
command.
Major Hayes is...
Oh, yeah, it was Hayes. Okay, I think I just remembered there was an H name. He's not, like, the main guy. Yeah, maybe he's second.
Okay.
But definitely he's under T'Pol.
I'm pretending that there's any sort of order to this ship. I apologize. Let's continue.
If you think about it, I mean, Phlox isn't in Starfleet either, but he is still chief medical officer. So
and he's
still
somewhere in the chain of command.
He's in the command structure on the ship, right. So that makes it doesn't actually bother me at all.
I'm just wondering, have we seen? This is my actual question: is I know T'Pol is the chief science officer. Have we seen T'Pol in command since they went into the Expanse?
Yes, several times. When they went to the mine, she was in command. When when you remember when they got fucking kidnapped at the mine, like everybody predicted.
Gotta be a lot more specific.
I don't see what her Vulcan commission would have to do with it, because the Vulcan commission never put her second in command. That was Archer put her second in command.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he trusted her more than Trip. And she's more capable than Trip.
Yeah, more so that, I think.
So, she grabbed his arm and said, you heard me. He just looks at her, and then he looks over at Archer.
Oh, shit. How fucking dare you?
Yeah. And Archer says, keep your weapon on stun. And he replies, yes, sir. And then they get moving.
What a dick.
Yeah, it's so like the meeting where like a woman says something and everyone is like, that's a terrible idea. And then like a man says the same thing and they're like, what a wonderful idea, Robert, or whatever.
Somebody should invent a term for that. Yeah, it's infuriating. That is the most, like, I just had flashbacks. It's infuriating.
Yeah, sorry, what was your term for it, Maria?
Heap eating.
Yes. Yeah, for listeners who don't know, if you have ever heard the term heap eating, Maria coined it. This Maria coined the term heap eating.
And then friend of the pod, Nicole, tweeted it, and it went weirdly viral.
Yeah, like over a decade ago.
Yeah, it was many, many years ago. Although, side note, Steven, my husband, was in a one of those HR training things, and somebody mentioned eating. It was
Oh my god, that's amazing!
Excellent.
Yeah, there was, every once in a while, I'll come across somebody use it, and I'm like, I know the person who created that word. Yes, Maria, like that word is going to outlive all of us.
I'm so proud of it, and I made it up because it had happened to me that day. Like, it was an absolute truth.
Yeah. So, anyways, a little bit of Maria lore. Maria coined the term heap eating.
Smash cut to one day later where T'Pol is trying to kill everyone, and this guy's like, I fucking told you!
Ma'am!
They come across 2 more Vombies, but these ones just stand there staring at them menacingly and don't attack. Archer kind of tries to talk to them, but they don't respond. And then one presses a button on a panel, and the door between the Enterprise team and them just slides shut.
I was going to say, the door to the void of space opens.
No, it's like they're in an elevator and they just hit the door close button to like,
Yeah,
we're done
basically.
with
Frantically.
full eye contact, like, fuck you.
And then, so now they're in this hallway, but they're kind of closed off. And then behind them, a door slides open, and a bunch of Vombies come in. And one of them has a phaser. I think it's the only time in this episode we see one of them with a phaser, and is like shooting at them with it, but it doesn't hit any of them. But our E-team is able to hold them off long enough to climb up some like ladder. There's like a random ladder into like a maintenance room, and they get the hatch closed. But now they're like trapped in this section of the ship where between them and the airlock where the shuttle is, all of the bulkheads have been sealed. So they don't have any way to get to the shuttle.
Shit.
Just going to say this now. Transporter.
I'm just thinking that. But they don't.
So
but the Enterprise is nowhere near. They
the
can't
Enterprise
transport.
is so far away.
Yeah.
So they are 2,000 kilometers away, which is, I mean, I guess because I was like, well, they're able to do the transporter with planets.
Yeah.
But I looked at how far, because I was like, how far are like low Earth
mile.
orbit is like a quarter of that.
Yeah.
So this is very, very, very far.
Well, and also there's a bunch of asteroids and a bunch of trellium, and we know trellium disrupts
fair
shit.
enough. You can't. Okay,
It's easy enough to
Yeah,
make that.
I mean, the Enterprise again is like basically like 4 times the distance they would be in orbit around from like the surface of a planet. So like they're very far. So yeah, I don't think they can transport this far. In fact, they can't even, their individual comms can't reach to the Enterprise.
Yeah, that
Fair
was
enough.
my other question, was can they just calm the Enterprise? At least Enterprise can send
Ship to
somebody to help.
ship to ship they can comm, but their individual communicators aren't strong enough.
There's too many asteroids, Maria. It's space caves. There are space caves preventing them.
So, but if they got to the shuttle, they'd be able to calm Enterprise. Probably. Maybe. We don't know.
I think definitely if they could get the comms working on the Saleya,
sure.
because the Saleya presumably has comms.
Sure.
Remember that Hawkins' shoulder was wounded earlier, so he is really not in good shape.
Oh no!
And apparently is losing a lot of blood. But they aren't that far from the Saleya sickbay, so Archer decides, like, since we can't get to the shuttle, let's at least head to sickbay and we can like patch up his shoulder.
Sure.
Classic.
But meanwhile, like, T'Pol is just looking like kind of sweaty. Like, she just is not looking
She's
well.
looking hot.
She is looking hot.
Yeah.
Archer goes up to her and asks her if she's okay. And she says that she is starting to experience some anxiety and believes that whatever turned this ship's crew into Vombies is starting to affect her.
So cool of her to like figure that shit out immediately. Like, it's one of my least favorite zombie tropes. Like,
when they like don't know.
Get the cut and you cover it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either they see the cut and cover it up. Okay, that I even almost understand. But when they're like, I don't feel so good. I'm sure it's fine. Like,
and you're like, you were in a zombie movie.
Have you seen what's
There are
going on?
zombies everywhere. They eventually reach sickbay, and As they walk in, a Vulcan drops down on them from above, very Suliban-like.
Suliban style.
Yeah. Unclear where it came from. Like, there's no second story. Like, I don't know, but it just, like, comes down from above. And
I really hope in the next, say, 3 episodes, every time they go to a new location, somebody has a long pointed stick that they're just stabbing into the door every time.
Into the ceilings.
anyways, they're able to really easily take this one Vombie out.
All right.
And then Malcolm starts treating Hawkins' wound while Archer and T'Pol put the unconscious Vombie inside. They put him in like some sort of medical tube thing, where I guess where they can like scan him, and they chain him to the bed so that when he wakes up, he won't be able to leave.
Right.
T'Pol says that she knows this man.
Oh shit.
His name was Solon, and he was the chief engineer.
It's her fiance.
Oh my god.
How convenient would that be?
He was the chief engineer when she served on the ship.
That makes sense. So yeah, that didn't quite put 2 and 2 together, but I guess she would know most of the crew, or a lot of the crew potentially, because she served there not that long ago. Cool.
He starts to wake up, and she tries to speak to him, but he just keeps going, like he's making zombie noises, right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Eat brain.
Brains.
T'Pol keeps asking him what happened, and when he doesn't answer, she starts getting more and more frustrated, and she finally just yells, "Tell me!"
Oh, Jesus, she's turning into Archer.
But then she stops, takes a breath, and looks at Archer, and with a lot of fear in her voice, she says, "This is going to happen to her." She really then starts to seem like she's like panicking.
She's panicking, yeah.
And Archer tries to calm her down, but she says she can feel her control slipping away.
Oof.
Archer keeps talking to her very calmly, trying to help her get her emotions under control, and tells her that he needs her help to get them all back to the shuttle. She thinks for a moment and then says that there's an auxiliary control room on the engineering deck where they should be able to unseal the bulkheads that are currently cutting them off from the airlock.
All right.
So they all head to the engineering deck by crawling through vents like we see on Star Trek. T'Pol is not looking well, and Hawkins tries to help her by taking her arm, but she pulls it away from him and says she doesn't need any help. Archer and Malcolm then go ahead because I guess they scan and there's some Vombies ahead, and Hawkins is injured and T'Pol is not good. So they're like, "Hey guys, you two stay here. We're going to go ahead and just deal with those Vombies." Hawkins offers T'Pol some water, but she refuses it. He tells her, "No offense, but you look like you could use some." And frankly, she really does. She gives in and drinks it and thanks him. And then he apologizes for the way he treated her earlier and tells her that she's right, that this is a rescue mission.
Okay.
And he lost sight of that. We then get a little bit of Vulcan lore. You guys will be familiar. People familiar with Star Trek will be familiar. But for others, Vulcans do have emotions. They just suppress them because historically, before emotional suppression, Vulcans were incredibly violent and almost destroyed themselves through their own violence. T'Pol says that whatever happened to them on the ship is causing them to lose that emotional control and basically resort back to their natural emotional instincts. Archer and Malcolm were able to take care of those Vombies. So they go back, get everybody else, and then they all head to the control room. But when they get there, they learn that the transceiver has been damaged. Because they were going to use it to try to call Enterprise. So they're not going to be able to contact them for now, at least.
I like the idea that the Enterprise is well, we haven't heard from them. Obviously, everything's okay.
I'm sure everything's fine. Yeah, normally you would have check-in every few hours, and if you don't hear from me, do
send
whatever.
a shuttlecraft with a fully armed security and Mago complement.
Yeah, or just blow some shit up. Why don't they just blow a path through the asteroids?
Or send the second shuttle.
Or
They have
something
more
like-
than
I'm just
one.
saying. I'm just saying, like that. Never mind. Never mind.
Right, yeah.
So this episode actually does have a B plot, which we will get to, and we
Oh.
will find out what's happening on the Enterprise. I just sort of
Okay.
consolidated it into a different section. But yeah, we are going to find out what is going on in the Enterprise right now, and wait till you guys hear what they have been up to this whole time.
It's movie night.
They're having taco night, and everybody.
Archer asks T'Pol if she can repair it, and she doesn't answer at first. She's just like breathing hard. And then Archer again says T'Pol, and she goes, "What?" And he calmly and slowly repeats, "Any chance of repairing it?" You can tell, like, when he's dealing with her, he's doing that thing when you're like talking to somebody who's really angry and you're like kind of afraid of them, where you like talk slowly and carefully and you're like trying to de-escalate. Archer does a lot of that in this episode. T'Pol takes a couple breaths, thinks, and then says, "There is an auxiliary transmitter that they may be able to use if she can get access to it." In the meantime, Malcolm was able to hack the door lock for the room they're in to prevent the Vombies from getting in.
Okay.
But he said it's not foolproof and that eventually they will manage to get through it.
Sure.
At this point, you may be asking yourself, what's going on back on the Enterprise? They must be pretty worried about the fact that Archer and company has been out of comm range for hours.
Nah,
Nah.
everything's great.
So, yeah, remember when Archer left, he told Trip to collect some of those Trellium rocks?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, not long after he left, Trip and Travis went to the transporter room, and they were basically just gonna like use the transporter, like beam tiny bits of like the small
Sure,
pieces
smart.
of Trellium rocks onto the Enterprise, which is like pretty smart.
Yeah.
It worked on the first small rock, which was like basically like the size of a small cat. They try it again on a larger rock. I would say like the size of like a Great Pyrenees. And the transporter overloads, and the rock, like, something kind of goes wrong, and it does come in, but it's like in pieces and like fused to the sides of the like transporter area.
Oh shit.
And it has like fully fried the entire transporter.
Of
So
course
now
it-
Oh,
transporter
no.
out of
Okay.
commission.
Good. Explanation, fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
I mean, they would not have been, like I said, they would not have been able to transport them with it anyway. It's way too far.
I wonder. I mean, you know this, Jamie, but I don't wonder if that is just how it's going to be, and that's what they're going to go with. Like the transporter's been fried. We can't do anything with it from here on out.
I don't know.
Maybe, who knows? Also, grappler. Let's grapple some shit.
They can't do anything. The Enterprise can't get any closer. They're
No, I'm
2,000
saying
kilometers
to
away.
to get the Trillium.
Oh,
Grappler some shit.
okay. That is so smart. That is not what they do. What they do instead. So Travis is like, with all of the top leadership on the ship out of comm range on a potentially dangerous mission and our transporter down, you know what we should do? What if the two of the three remaining officers left on this ship take a shuttle, land it on one of the asteroids, and then just collect a bunch of rocks by hand?
No, grapple that shit, you morons! Jesus Christ!
And Trip is like, Travis, fab idea. I love it. Let's do it.
Let's Armageddon this bullshit.
So they head off in a shuttle, which
It's almost like the command crew is aware that this show has a budget of who they can assign to tasks.
Oh,
And they're trying to bring the Xindi War in under budget.
but now you'll realize we have T'Pol, Hoshi, Malcolm gone, Trip and Travis on the shuttle. Who is left in the Enterprise? Baby, it's Hoshi.
Oh, right.
Yeah, boy.
Hoshi's
is
finally...
the only officer left on the Enterprise.
How's she dealing with that?
Hoshi Sato, space pirate.
They don't even
reference it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Hoshi.
But so Trip and Travis are in the shuttle. Travis does like a tricky maneuver to like land on an asteroid. It's like apparently very hard to do. As he's going down, he kind of like hits like a little hill on the asteroid, and the shuttle like falls to the ground, kind of skids to a halt. Not the best landing.
Sure.
Travis is a little bit embarrassed and tells Trip he hopes he won't write about that landing in his log. And Trip replies, "Are you kidding? I'm going to recommend they give you a medal." Yeah, it's really sweet because it's clear like it was clearly not a good landing, but it was apparently the fact that he landed at all is apparently very impressive. We then see them walking on the asteroid. They've got their environmental suits on. They're collecting rocks. They've got like a briefcase that they're putting the rocks in.
Do they make a snowman?
No, they do not make a snowman, but they're just, they literally have a hard briefcase, and they're just like picking up like rocks that are the size of their hand, just like putting them in the briefcase.
Dude, I'd forgotten about the snowman. Jesus fucking Christ, those jackasses.
Isn't it amazing the stupid shit I remember about this show?
As they are collecting rocks, there's suddenly like some sort of earthquake on the asteroids, and like rocks start falling from nearby ledges.
It's not a rock, it's a giant space worm, and the Enterprise has to fly away as the worm goes,
Hoshi then does comm in from the bridge and tells them that she detected some anomalies at their location, and they're like, "Yep, we know about it."
Minox, they chew on the cables.
The anomaly altered the course of the asteroid, and now it's like heading into a denser part of the field, which could be extremely dangerous. So they rush back to the shuttle to get the hell off of that asteroid and get back to the Enterprise. And then Travis does some more fancy flying. He's like weaving in and out between the asteroids, and they're like crashing into each other in his wake. There is definitely some stuff hitting the ship, but he is getting them back to the Enterprise in one piece.
That's our boy.
Good work.
When they get back, they assess the damage to the shuttle, and there is quite a lot of damage. It's got like large gashes in the paint job and dents in the hull.
Dad's gonna be so mad.
Is this Shuttle Pod 1?
No, this is Shuttle Pod 2. Shuttle Pod 1 is the shuttle that they took to the Saleya.
Ah, yes. Shuttle Pod 1 was untouched by the multiple explosions that we've been through on the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And by the way, like this was split up into like 6 different teeny tiny scenes.
Sure.
But as they are determining what repairs are going to be needed, they get a transmission from Archer because they now have got that that auxiliary transmission working on the Saleya. So Archer's able to calm them.
Okay.
And Archer is like, "How quickly can you come save us?" Basically.
It's just Archer screaming.
Trip is like, "Well, Shuttle Pod 2 is a little damaged at the moment, but I could probably repair it in a couple hours."
Oh, God.
So they do only have 2 shuttle pods.
Yeah, they do only have 2. And again, because they took the only remaining one out and like got it fucked up, now they can't go save them. And Archer is like, "Fine, but for the love of God, fix it as quickly as possible and like come save us, please." But in the meantime, he sends over some of the biodata scans of the Vombies for Phlox to take a look at.
Help! Phlox!
You know, I wonder if the reason they don't use the grappler is because the Enterprise really cannot go into this asteroid field at all. So I wonder if they can't even get close enough to be able to grapple.
I was thinking about it too, and I wonder if like the grapplers for bigger things, like it's for
But they can get a huge piece of Trellium.
Yeah, I guess.
There's also the CGI cost of. There's also the show cost of.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's so irresponsible to take their only shuttle out when like there's an away team that might need to be rescued or something. Plus, it's not like the Trillium's going anywhere. It's this huge asteroid field. They could, even if they were like, "Well, I guess we can't do anything right now," they could have that idea and plan
come
for
up
it,
with
and
a
then
plan that
once Archer and them get back, they could do it then. It's not.
The Enterprise crew is an exemplar of proper planning.
That's a good
in
point.
terms of
They are very good at that.
Or at the very least, don't send 2 of the only 3 officers left.
Yeah, just send some red shirts out there, man. Like, just at least to see. But of course, then they probably wouldn't get the shuttle back.
I mean,
at all.
well, because you could send Travis with somebody, but like Trip, stay on the ship.
Yeah, for sure. But that's also a Star Trek problem, not an Enterprise problem.
Yeah, yes. Anyways, over on the Saleya, T'Pol and Malcolm are trying to hack the ship's systems in order to unseal all the doors between them and the airlock. So they're like messing with some wiring. And then suddenly where T'Pol is, there's a bunch of sparks and she seems to like get a little bit electrocuted.
Oh.
Health-wise, she's totally fine. But she looks at Malcolm and goes, "What did you do?"
Oh, dear.
And he is like, "I realigned the circuits just like you asked me to." And T'Pol walks over to him and then just pushes him out of the way, like physically, not just like she puts her hand on his chest and like pushes him back, and he's like falls against the wall.
Oh.
Not like flying, but like enough that he like loses his balance. And it just seems like he like wasn't expecting it.
Of course,
and it's like, whoa, wait, what?
It's America's Next Top Model Season 3.
And then after pushing him out of the way, she starts like inspecting his work, and she takes out these like glowy plastic bit things of whatever he was working on. And she looks closer at them and goes, "These aren't sequenced correctly. You overloaded the locking mechanism."
Oh, dear.
And she's like breathing hard, looking very upset and frustrated. Archer does his de-escalation thing again and tells her like, it's fine. Like, we'll just try something else.
Box breathing.
Okay, Tyra. Let's calm down here.
But T'Pol goes, "It's pointless because the circuits are damaged." And then she throws them at Archer and Malcolm.
Oh, it is Tyra. Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Have you been watching that documentary? Because I have.
She continues to breathe heavily and says she should have been watching him, and like starts to like blame herself. And then she gets so angry that she just like punches the machinery.
Is there like a fist
is there a dent
hole in the machine?
We don't see, but we just see her. She's like so mad, and she just like slams her fist
missed
down.
Opportunity.
That was one of my favorite things of TOS, was when Spock would lose his shit and punch something, and it was like supposedly this big like duranium, like, and there would be a dent in it. Like, oh shit.
But then she suddenly gets this look on her face, like something just occurred to her. And then she looks over at Malcolm and goes,
"I could just kill you."
Oh, that's coming. She says, "You didn't want me to see."
Oh.
And then she looks at Archer and starts slowly walking towards him and accusing him of sabotaging her.
Oh.
Do you remember?
Well, he has been.
I mean, I am, but not right now.
It's all. Oh, wait. Is this the point where everything with T'Pol that we've been talking about for the last 2.5 years is finally coming out?
Everything falls into place, and she's like, "Hey."
Why am I wearing this skin-tight outfit while you're all wearing jumpsuits?
So remember one of the first scene after the flashback when with the movie night, and then she came in and she's like, "Why didn't you tell me about this?"
Oh.
So she reinterprets that, and she says that they were analyzing the Xindi star charts without her in order to hide something from her. She's like extremely paranoid, and like really is just like, "You have been sabotaging me this whole time."
Well, they have.
Yes, but not in the way you're thinking.
It's called misogyny.
Yes with an if, no with a but.
Guilty with an exclamation.
She gets right up into his face and is just like staring daggers at him when Malcolm interrupts to say that he has an idea of how they can get to the shuttle. If they just technobabble something, overload the power grid, it will unseal the bulkheads that are currently blocking their way.
Okay.
T'Pol points out that this is extremely dangerous and could result in a reactor breach, but Archer says that they may not have a choice.
There it is.
Here's how we get rid of the Vulcans. Okay.
Yeah.
T'Pol then really starts to get paranoid. She starts backing away from him and she goes, "You want to kill all of us." And then she takes her phaser out and points it at Archer with it set to kill.
Oh, shit.
While saying, "You don't trust Vulcans. You never have."
True.
Yes.
Absolutely true.
All true.
Yes, but.
Yes, however.
Yes, however, Vulcans suck.
Yeah, you're right, Bill, because that's in the very first scene when she was screaming, she was like, "You're gonna kill me like you killed them." So, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. So, yeah.
Malcolm and Hawkins are also pointing their phasers at her, but she is not deterred. She is absolutely convinced that Archer has always hated Vulcans and is using this mission to get revenge on them
True.
by killing everyone on the Saleya.
Well, you're half right.
True, but not true. True. One true, two not true.
One truth and two lies.
One truth and one lie.
Archer is finally able to get through to her using logic. He points out that if he had wanted the Vulcans dead, he would not have ordered Hawkins to keep his phaser set on stun.
Okay, good.
At that moment, there are knocking sounds on the control room door, and T'Pol is momentarily distracted by them, and Archer uses that to push her against the wall and wrestle the phaser away from her.
Does that count as him overpowering her? Because that doesn't seem like something that even like when she's in a
he definitely overpowers her.
Right.
And he's going to overpower her a bunch more times too.
Yeah, that's fucked up because like she should be even stronger because she's not in
it makes
control.
it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah, okay.
It really bothered me every single time. Like Hawkins is able to like they're able to like hold on to her without her getting away like
Yeah, no.
Back on the Enterprise, Phlox is explaining to Trip what he found in analyzing the Vombie biodata. It turns out that it was exposure to Trellium D that turned the Vulcans into Vombies.
Shit, Trip's like, brushing himself off.
No, Trip saves some for later when they're doing their neuro touching.
Oh, that's interesting. So maybe the Vulcans particularly are sensitive to this Trellium D, and because the Expanse has so much in it, that's why they all went crazy. They hate the D.
They hate the D. Yeah, so it affects Vulcans' brains in ways that make it hard for them to control emotions. But if you remember the last episode, T'Pol was working with Trellium alongside Trip. But apparently that was in very small amounts, and so it wasn't enough to affect her then.
They were trying to create Trellium.
But no. So this was where I was confused too, because when they came across Trellium, I was like, but why do they need this Trellium if they were going to make the Trellium? But it was that they were going from like Trellium, it was taking Trellium A and like synthesizing it into Trellium D or something.
So it's a Trellium problem. It's not a Trellium D problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's like different forms of the Trellium.
Sure.
Wow. Okay, fair enough.
Phlox calls Archer and tells him that he may be able to cure T'Pol if they can get her back to the Enterprise quickly. But the rest of the Vombies are way too far gone and are not curable.
There we go.
Way too far gone.
And T'Pol has heard all of this because, again, all the comms are speakerphones for some reason.
Fucking open comms.
Right.
They're all boomers on their speakerphones. That's...
We can't save any of them. And by the way, don't let T'Pol find out about this. End transmission.
T'Pol shouts that he's lying and wants them all to die. But at that moment, the Vombies are able to shut off the transmitter. So comms are cut.
Oh.
Sure.
These Vombies are very smart. Like they're not zombies. They clearly like are able to do things. They're just overly emotional. Okay.
Yeah, but they are definitely very zombie-like. Like this episode has a ton of zombie tropes in it. It's like it's a very clear like homage to zombie movies.
Cool.
We then see a cloud of some sort of like toxic gas called hexafluorine that is flooding into the control room via some vents. So basically, the Vombies are trying to like poison them to get them to leave.
Bastardos.
Everyone is coughing, and Archer asks Malcolm how long they will have before the ship blows up if they initiate the power grid overload. And Malcolm says they could have up to 15 minutes. So Archer says, all right, let's do it. Like, we don't have a choice. This is what we're going to have to do. And hearing that, T'Pol screams murderer at him and tries to attack him. But Hawkins grabs her from behind and, like, restrains her somehow again.
Yeah, he's like, man, I've been wanting to do this all
Can't
day.
they just fucking stun her? Like, I know they have to, like, stun Vulcans multiple times.
Get a fucking...
But she's not fully a Vombie yet, so one stun could last a while.
Yeah, and also, like, they were just in medbay. Like, get some fucking sedatives from medbay and...
Well, while Malcolm is initiating the overload, Archer opens up a hatch in, like, the ceiling, because now the Vombies, so that banging from earlier, are the Vombies at the door, just banging, like, trying to get the door open.
Can't take the pathways, have to go through the hatchways.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Archer opens up a hatch in the ceiling so that they can get out, and then he points a phase pistol at T'Pol so that Hawkins can let go of her and climb through the hatch. And still pointing the phaser at her, Archer reaches his hand out to her and says, come on. And she looks at him with suspicion, but does eventually take his hand, and he helps her climb up through the hatch.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, she's just like, she's not all the way there yet.
Yeah, but
it's like she's having these, she's struggling to control her emotions.
Yeah, she's able to fight it. Also, all of the emotions that she's been suppressing for 2 years that have been telling her, these humans are fucking idiots, don't trust them, that she's been suppressing are now all coming up.
So, come with me if you want to maintain your status as a named regular on this series. Do you want to leave or do you want the paycheck? Make your decision now.
Fine.
As T'Pol is heading out of the hatch, Vombies start getting the control room doors open. But Malcolm and Archer are able to follow them out of the hatch and get it shut, like, just as the Vombies get to it.
Do they do the laser welding it shut thing?
No, they just, like, shut it. No, that would have been fun.
Mm-hmm.
They all then they're just running through the halls, trying to make it to the shuttle. And Archer is holding on to T'Pol's arm and just, like, dragging her along. And she keeps trying to get away from him, but he's just, like, dragging her along.
Right.
Again,
how
she
the hell?
should be able to get away. She cannot.
Yeah.
I don't know why. We then get kind of a view from outside the ship, and we see there's, like, little explosions start happening just, like, all over the whole of the ship.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh, because they did the self-destruct
Yeah.
thing, or whatever.
Or they did the overload that is gonna, like, do a reactor breach, and I don't know why there's little. You'd think reactor breaches is one big. I don't, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Right.
As they are heading to the airlock, they are periodically just, like, coming across bodies of dead Vulcans that they have to, like, step over.
Mm.
And at one point, there is an explosion that causes them all to fall over, and Archer kind of loses his grip on T'Pol's arm. She immediately tries to run away, but he is able to, like, grab her. He grabs her, like, around the waist, and she's, like, flailing her arms, fighting against him, but he just, like, drags her with him as she's, like, trying to struggle.
The only way this is explained is if this thing just makes them weaker. But it doesn't, because...
But the Vombies don't seem weaker. But I'm like, well, maybe if it's
strong.
just in the beginning, who knows? But it
like
is like, it's wild how often they're just, like, restraining her in this episode. And I'm like
a human woman.
She has super strength.
Yeah.
At one point, they come across this just, like, giant hole, and it's basically like, it looks like something fell from above and just, like, created this, like, giant hole, and they're gonna have to get across it, and it's way too far to jump. So they find this, like, iron plank, and they lay it across the hole, and they're all gonna have to, like, walk across it. It's maybe, like, 6 inches wide.
Oh, so it's one person at a time.
Yep.
And they're gonna walk on it. They're not gonna, like, sit on it like a normal person would do.
And, like, scooch.
And crawl and
Across,
scooch. That's the normal thing that you would do, but oh no, I'm gonna try to tightrope.
And they all have a pile of books on their heads that maintain perfect.
Yeah, while they go across the little balancing beam. This is hard enough as it is, but they also have to get T'Pol across. And T'Pol's like fighting against them. Archer grabs her arm and tries to pull her across with him. And he's kind of like begging her. Like, he's like, come on, like, T'Pol, please just like come with me. But she keeps fighting against him. And eventually she's able to wiggle free. And she like gets free from him and goes like against the wall and tells him, if you touch me, I'll kill you. And then she lets out a, like, I swear it's a roar. Like, she's just like, ah! And she just like throws herself at him. And he just shoots her with the phaser finally.
Jesus
and
Christ.
So she's unconscious. It's fine. It only took one hit. And then he picks up her unconscious body in order to carry her across the balancing
So
beam.
Archer has T'Pol, a bag of grain, and a box that he needs to get.
And then we get a great A+ action sequence here.
Okay.
Archer has to carry T'Pol across the beam, but there's like explosions happening, like everything's shaking, so he's like losing his balance. It's like real scary. Meanwhile, at the same time, a whole bunch of Vombies just start like running down the hallway. These are not your shambling slow Vombies. These are fast Vombies.
Oh, yeah.
They are running down the hallway. There's only like a couple at first. And so Malcolm and Hawkins are like shooting at the Vombies as they come, but there's like more and more. And then eventually there's just too many. They're like shooting them, but it's just like overwhelming numbers of these Vombies, just wave after wave of them. And once Archer's across, Malcolm tells Hawkins to go. So Hawkins starts to go across the beam while Malcolm is trying to cover him with phaser fire. But again, there's like so many Vombies coming now. He just like can't get them all. Some of the Vombies get through and sort of throw themselves at Hawkins while he's like trying to go across the beam. And they're like, some of them are like on his leg and he's like trying to kick them off. And
Very nice.
It's really well done. It's very good.
Fly, you fools!
Yeah, I love it.
Eventually Hawkins does make it across, and now we've got just Malcolm, and he's like, nobody else is helping to cover, and there's just again waves of Vombies coming.
Hawkins is not covering? Like,
well,
what?
I don't think there's room because like they're in front of Malcolm.
All right.
And it's a very small hallway.
Right.
Okay.
Malcolm, as he's shooting and the Vombie horde is getting like closer and closer to him, he's backing up until he's basically going across the balance beam backwards while shooting the Vombies.
Sure.
And eventually when they're just about at him, he looks back and realizes he's close enough. He jumps the final distance and then he removes the beam and all like the bunch of Vombies like fall into the pit and can't follow anymore.
Classic.
I mean, that should have been
Excellent.
one of your two truths and a lie, because Malcolm doesn't have that kind of core strength. He just doesn't. He can't, to be able to balance and go backwards. Nah, man, I just don't buy it.
Yeah, it's like genuinely like a really fun action sequence.
Nice. That sounds great.
And Star Trek in general, often does not, especially in the older Star Trek, does not do action sequences well.
No,
often.
not like that. Like with shit blowing up and like that kind of action.
Yeah.
You don't see that.
This
very often.
it was a really good one. And very well. So like the cause you could tell like this is low budget. But like the way the camera work is like going back and forth, like the camera's moving around so you can't really tell what's going on. I think it like makes it look like there's more Vombies than there really are. It's like, it makes it look like really chaotic. Great, just in general, wonderfully directed episode.
Nice.
They make it to the shuttle and they should be in the free and clear. This episode should be over, but because these guys cannot catch a break, they are unable to release the docking clamps.
They have fucking Duras luck here.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. At that moment, Shuttle Pod 2 with Trip and Travis shows up. They swoop in to save them, and the Shuttle Pod 2 looks surprisingly unscathed. Like, they not only repaired it, but also like gave it an entirely new paint job before they came for the rescue mission.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Almost like they used the asset without applying the distressed
In the
elements.
last episode, there was an action scene with the Grasshoppers indie. They can't afford.
Yeah, they spent all their money on the Grasshoppers indie.
They spent so much money on that one Grasshoppers indie scene.
Shuttlepod 2 shoots the docking clamps, breaking them apart and freeing Shuttlepod 1, and then both shuttles fly away as we see the entire Saleya blow up, killing all 140 Vulcans
There we go.
aboard.
Called it.
Once they are back on the Enterprise, Trip shows Archer the briefcase of rocks, saying they got enough trillium to line the forward hull. Shuttlepod 2 is behind them and looks extremely beat up. Like they're standing in front of it, and it again looks very beat up. But I think it was just like the prop that they used for like the like space scenes. They like were not able to get another one and
They didn't have
distress it.
time to like make another one that looked shitty.
How much shit has Shuttlepod 1? How many times has Shuttlepod 1 crashed
Yeah,
and
I
been
know.
destroyed? It's
But
like,
they keep
I am the
repairing it.
king of Shuttlepod disaster. So let's...
Archer then goes to sickbay to check in on T'Pol. Phlox says that she's healing, but it's going to be a couple days before she's fully back to normal. Phlox then brings Archer to go talk with T'Pol. She is lying on one of those sickbay beds. She's lying on her back, and there's a blanket over her, but otherwise she's completely nude.
Of course she is.
And the blanket is like...
You see her shoulders?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the blanket is like up to her chest, but then her arms are like on top of it. So it's like across her chest. You can see like a little bit of cleavage, and she's just like
Fair.
lying
Yeah.
on her back with
like
like
a
the
strapless
blanket.
dress.
Yeah, basically.
And then to Jamie's memory, Travis walks in and looks under the blanket.
Sorry, that was like a real thing that happened.
Very funny.
Archer tells her that she's going to be okay. She asks about the Saleya, and he tells her that they didn't have a choice. It was destroyed. Yeah, which like, and it's not even just like a bunch of Vulcans. Like these were people that she worked with. Like she served on this ship.
Yeah, that's shitty.
Paul's like, oh, so I was right. You were a murderer of Vulcans.
Yeah. You don't.
I guess you were. Yeah.
He then tells her that the Vombie disease was caused by exposure to trillium. So now they've collected a bunch of it, but they can't actually use any of it without
Oh,
harming
because if it's
T'Pol.
in the ship, it'll fuck T'Pol up.
Yeah.
What the what?
I mean,
Interesting.
surely Phlox can come up with some nonsense to...
Oh, that's no.
Fix
I
this.
like
But
this.
that's a
I like
really-
this idea that in order to protect the ship, they have to coat it with something.
Yeah.
that's
I like
And
that.
there is
Okay.
some line earlier when Archer's talking to
Mhm.
Trip when he says like, oh, Phlox is going to work on an inoculation. So yeah, so Phlox
Yeah.
is going to try to come up with something. But for now, they can't use it. T'Pol tells him protecting the ship is more important. She goes, just leave me on the next habitable planet. She says it like that. It's very like,
Okay,
my
drama.
vapors. And Archer is like, no, not doing that. Not doing that.
We're going to give you very small elements of Trillium D in your phlomic broth to build up the resistance.
T'Pol is going to argue with him, so she's got to sit up for this. But remember, she's naked. So she sits up, but she does it in this way. She doesn't use her hands to hold the blanket. She presses her hands against her body, her like arms
Okay,
against
like
her
this?
body,
Can
and then
picture
just like
this?
does
Yep,
a sit up so that it's like holding the blanket so that the blanket does not move and she can sit up.
That-
And it is so awkward.
Satin sheets?
No, it's just like the scratchy looking like sick bay. It
Yeah.
looked like the blanket you put on somebody after a car accident. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like the shiny, the metal
Yeah,
stuff.
it's not shiny and metal. No, okay, so
Oh,
it's not
but-
one of those, but it's just like a scratchy looking
Just
blanket.
a regular
It's
blanket.
not.
Okay,
it's
yeah.
not a. It's not.
Yeah,
a,
it's not like a beautiful
fancy.
silky blanket. She's in med bay.
Okay.
They don't.
Thank you.
She's in sick bay. They don't have like silk blankets in sick bay.
Well,
Fine.
yeah.
I wouldn't put it past this show, though.
How great would it be, Maria, if she was in one of those TOS soft focus filters where it's like, da, 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 da. No, you can't do that.
You must.
Elbows in, wrists out. You know what I'm talking about. Yep, there we go.
We should take a picture so we can share that.
All right, here we go. Jamie, take a
Jamie, take this
screenshot of
All
us.
right, I'll take a screenshot. Well, okay, 1 second. All right, that will be in the show notes. Sorry, where was I? There is a brief shot of her backside so that we can get like her nude back, like going down to her butt.
Oh, okay.
Yep, like
her
that.
backside, the side of her back, not her backside. The side of her.
Well, yeah, we get like her back and like a little bit of the top of her butt.
Right.
She tells him, the Expanse destroyed everyone on the Saleya. Don't let that happen to Enterprise. Archer tells her that he isn't going to leave anyone behind, saying, I can't try to save humanity without holding on to what makes me human. Which is a great line. Great line.
It's a good line. Good line. Don't really buy it coming from Archer, but good line.
We have one final scene.
All right.
It's movie night, baby!
Yay!
Yeah, boy!
Everyone is watching a movie. I do not know what movie it is. That is actually the reason that I was on the, I know I mentioned earlier the
Memory
18-second
Alpha?
thing. It's why I was on Memory Alpha. I don't usually go to I'm always afraid of spoilers, but I was trying to find the movie name. It wasn't listed on there. I looked other places, could not figure it out. If you guys figure it out, please let me know at second
Is
contact.
it a Crosby?
I don't know,
Open
but
Crosby?
it's definitely something black and white. We hear one line. I tried Googling the line. I don't know.
Fine.
It's Blazing Saddles.
Bill will be like, I know exactly what that is.
Well, we'll see.
T'Pol is there, and she is wearing a new outfit.
What?
New outfit?
It's very similar to the other bodysuit she has that have like the wraparound bodice, but it's
What
purple.
amazing.
And it's got like a pinkish piping, and then at the shoulders and the neck, it has brown accents that look like almost like leather.
Nice.
Yeah. Phlox and Trip are sitting right behind her and loudly arguing over whether a particular character with a bow tie in the movie who supposedly died in a house fire is really dead or not. Phlox says that the autopsy was inconclusive. The body could actually be the delivery man with a strange limp. And Trip is like, no, I think it's actually this other guy. They're like arguing over it.
Oh, it's a...
I need to murder Phlox. I would murder Phlox.
Yeah, and
Shut the fuck up.
T'Pol, without even turning around, says, perhaps you should watch and find out. And Trip is like, part of the fun of the mystery is trying to solve it using logic. I thought you'd be into that. And T'Pol responds, then use logic more quietly.
Oh, how I love her.
Truly in top
Amazing.
form here.
Perfect.
Shut the fuck up, Phlox.
And Trip's not
And
giving
Trip.
her any shit like, bitch, you tried to kill us like 10 minutes ago because you thought we were trying to murder all Vulcans.
And Trip gets this like over the top offended expression on his face, like his mouth in an O, an expression that just says, can you believe this lady? Like, what can you believe she just said that to me? It's very, very funny. But at that moment,
this is gonna come up in the neuro touching session later. Don't you worry about
You're gonna
that.
be in trouble.
at that moment, the lights in the room start to flash a bit. The movie starts to get staticky, and we hear Archer's voice come over the comm with a tactical alert. Everyone then gets up to head to their stations, and T'Pol is walking down a hallway. She's like by herself for some reason. And then we see, it's a very like the horror trope thing. So she's walking down the hallway, and behind her we see like perpendicular, like some sort of figure go by really quickly, but like in a flash, you can't like see what it is. But she clearly hears something. So she stops and like looks back behind her to see what, and as she's looking behind her, we see the same thing happen in front of her. And she obviously doesn't see it because she's looking behind her, but there's something there.
Something's on the ship.
She gets into a turbolift and she presses the button for 701. We get another like close up of the turbolift buttons.
Right.
And it is just as ridiculous as last time. Who knows what the 701 means, but that's where she's going. We then get the scene. So basically, like, she's standing in the turbolift and the camera is like on her face, and then the camera starts to like turn to a different angle, like keeping her in the front, like angling to the side. And as it turns, we see there's a Vombie right behind her.
Oh
He grabs her and she fights him off and runs out of the turbo lift and goes running down the hall. There's sparks and explosions happening everywhere. Another Vombie comes out and tries to attack her and she fights him off, but then there's another one. And eventually there's so many that she just can't fight them off. They're surrounding her. They're grabbing her. She can't get away. And then she hears Archer's voice saying, "T'Pol?" And she wakes up.
Oh.
And she is still naked on the bed in sickbay. She looks up, and then there's a Vombie leaning over her.
No.
And then she wakes up again because it was a fake out.
Double
This
fake
time
out.
for real. Yeah, double fake out. She sits up. She's panicking. She does the thing that you only see in movies when somebody wakes up from a nightmare and immediately sits up straight. Yeah, she does that. And she is panicking and flailing. But like as she does the sitting up thing, Phlox is there and like catches her. And as she's trying flailing, he's like holding on to her. His arms are around her, and she is telling her that she's safe, that she's okay, that she is on the Enterprise, that everything's okay. And she eventually calms down and slowly lays back down, but you can see the fear in her eyes. End of episode.
Wow.
I dreamed I was at movie night and you two wouldn't stop talking.
It was awful.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, it was a great, like, they really played into horror tropes. They really played into, like, some zombie tropes. It was quite fun. I actually enjoyed this episode quite a bit. I love some zombies. Big zombie fan. And the only other Star Trek zombie episode I could think of was the Strange New Worlds one. It was fun for them to do this. There were some great action sequences. The camera work in a lot of the like horror scenes was like very, very well done. That fake out dream sequence at the end was superbly done, especially because like you really believe like the movie scene. You're like, oh, I guess it's like days later. T'Pol's all better. And then, so when you find out at the end that she's not better yet, it does feel like an emotional gut punch where you're like, oh shit, like she is not better.
And we've talked about this before. I really like the fact that this show continues to have like a problem that starts in one episode continues in another episode. There's still residual stuff. So I like that. And I like that they're like, it doesn't give you a nice clean ending at the end that ties everything up with a bow and we start fresh next episode. I like that.
Yeah. So 2 truths and a lie outcome.
I did it! Did I do it? He didn't kiss her?
Yeah, you got it. Archer is able to physically overpower T'Pol multiple times.
Yeah.
Not clear how. Maybe the Vombie disease. The other Vombies didn't seem so weak. I don't know. Vulcans do try to kill Archer. And Archer does not kiss T'Pol. But because I was looking at the Memory Alpha page to figure out what movie they were watching, that's how I came across the fact that in the original script, instead of the movie scene, at the end, they were going to have Archer kissing T'Pol. That was an actual plan for this episode.
That was going to be her nightmare?
And Brandon Braga cut it. Porthos good boy scale. How good of a boy was Porthos on this episode? We unfortunately did not see any Porthos zombie. He would have been so cute as a zombie.
Such a good
a
zombie
Pombi.
boy, a Pombi.
A Zorthos. Saucy section. How sexy was this episode? From Scott Bakula in Enterprise to Scott Bakula in Quantum Leap.
Oh.
Sold.
Well, which
Agreed.
episode of Quantum Leap? Because the chimp episode, maybe.
Still hot. He didn't have a shirt on.
Yeah, like my problem with Enterprise is I hate the character so much
Yeah,
that I
no,
like
he's
find
such
it
a
hard to
dick.
like see him as hot anymore.
Yeah. No, he's still objectively hot in Enterprise, but his character is such a dick. Like
No,
you can say Scott Bakula is super hot. Archer's a dick.
We've dealt with this before. It was like, Archer is such a complete dick in this episode, but Scott Bakula wearing his hat uniform is hubba.
Exactly.
All right. Well, despite the fact that we didn't get any of the like neuro pressure stimulation scenes, I feel like we had some of the sexiest scenes since season 3 because the scenes, both scenes with Trip and T'Pol were very flirty and fun.
Nice.
How amazing would it be if they went to a Vulcan ship where instead of being murderous, all the Vulcans were in Ponfar, like the entire ship of Ponfar.
Oh my god.
But like that first scene where Trip just goes mess hall 1900 hours and she replies movie night, it was so
that.
sweet. Like it shows how much they're like casual friendship. And then even like I know it's a dream sequence, but the movie night sequence where like they're kind of like T'Pol is like berating Trip and he responds with like exaggerated shock. It's so fun, and you can see how that like flirty sniping could like easily become romantic. And frankly,
right.
I found those scenes sexier than like anything we've seen with the like weird bedroom neurostimulation.
Mess hall, 1900 hours. Movie night? Okay, fine.
We must.
But I was like so happy to get this again because I was worried that like, I don't know, the writers of the show like don't realize how fun and sexy those scenes are and are just like, we got to do this other thing. So I was glad to get like some of that. That is like the energy that I love in their relationship. And I have been like, I kind of don't like them together anymore. And they used to be my favorite pairing.
Yeah.
So it was great. I'm so glad they brought that stuff back. Never asked, never answered for something in the episode that made no sense. It was never explained. I'm just generally confused about the Vombies. I get that exposure to Trellium, blah, 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 and they can't suppress their emotions. So now they're like resorting back to the emotional state that Vulcans like had historically. But like, it seems also way more than that. Because I get the historical Vulcans were violent, but I doubt they were murdering every single person they come in contact with immediately in a zombie way. Otherwise, they definitely would not have survived ever. Like, that doesn't...
Yeah, I mean, on the ship, they were killing each other, too.
We didn't see them killing each other, but presumably that was what was happening with the other
Yeah, because
thing.
you saw a bunch of dead Vulcans, right?
Yeah, it was unclear to me if, like, they had killed each other or if it was, like... because the things were exploding on the ship. Like, it was a little unclear. Also, like, their skin was all weird colored and there were sores all over them and they can't speak. And you have to hit them with a phaser a bunch of times to stun them. Like, it definitely feels like it's more than just they can't control their emotions. Like, there's clearly, like, other stuff going on. I love a good zombie, but you need to have zombie rules. And I feel like it was very unclear on the Vombie rules.
Yeah, I think... it's a Trellium exposure, right? So it's sort of an allergy. So that has more than one symptom potentially, right? It could be, yes, they don't have logic or they can't control their emotions, but also it does this weird shit to their faces.
But it
gives them hives or whatever.
I just wanted more clarity because I'm also like,
absolutely.
Are they super strong? Are they actually weak? Like T'Pol's now weak. How intelligent are they? Like you mentioned that they were really intelligent, but then also they're using makeshift melee weapons. They're unable to speak or use language. They are like running after them into a giant hole, plummeting to their death. Like, which doesn't seem very intelligent, but then they're also smart enough to like modify the ship systems to release poison gas. So I'm just like, I don't really understand what the Vombie rules are here.
Yeah, that seems like they were not clear.
Speaking of toxic gas, technical difficulties for, I don't know, whatever weird technobabble thing. The toxic gas that the Vombies released was called hexafluorine. On Memory Alpha, it said that it is a gas deadly to humans, but if you Google it, like it's real, and it is actually used in first aid to wash out eyes and skin if you get splashed with hydrofluoric acid. So apparently it like neutralizes hydrofluoric acid, and so if you're like in, I guess, I don't know where you'd use that. It sounded like from when I looked up, it's like a lot of websites that sell to like industrial things. So like if you are like working with hydrofluoric acid, there usually would have like industrial sprayers nearby of or hexafluorine to like spray all over somebody if they get acid on them. So I'm like, I couldn't find anything about it being gas, but I'm like, it doesn't really seem that dangerous if you're supposed to just like spray it all over somebody out of like these spray things, like presumably people breathe it in. So I'm like, why didn't they just make up a word?
Yeah, they've done that before too. Like,
why use a real word?
That like liquid platinum thing in the mine episode. Like, just make up a word, guys.
Instead of hexafluorine, call it hexatorine. Like, look, I just made up a word for you. Like.
Some writer on Star Trek Enterprise was walking by their safety.
That's a good word.
Yeah, there we go.
Emergency eye wash station or whatever.
Exactly.
What the Phlox, for the creepiest or weirdest thing Phlox said. Very little Phlox this episode in general, and what we did get was not weird Phlox, it was empathetic Phlox. But in particular, I just want to call out that very last scene when T'Pol wakes up and he like grabs her and has his arms around her and is kind of almost bringing her like into a hug, and he keeps whispering to her like, you're safe, and it just my heart, like it's just a beautiful scene.
Yeah, no,
nice.
Yes, Chef, for mentions of Chef or any food. I don't remember seeing any food this episode, but we did have a Chef mention that I didn't tell you guys about. At the beginning of the episode, right after the flashback, in the conversation with Trip asking Archer to like bring back movie nights, it starts by Trip telling him, I talked with Chef at dinner. He's a little worried about the crew. People are skipping meals. He figures they're either too busy or the stress of the mission is starting to get to them. And he's like, what about movie night? So we got a little Chef mention there.
I like it.
Where is HR? Hawkins was being so rude to T'Pol. I know I won't go into it again because we talked about it earlier with like chain of command and all that. But like, I'm sorry, like she gave him an order and he ignored it and looked to Archer for Archer to give an order.
I also feel like there's a where is HR just around the last thing you were talking about, like Trip having to convince Archer that movie night is necessary.
Yeah.
Like this whole concept of, look, I know it's like a fucking buzzword, employee wellness and all of that shit. That's true. There is actual data around. If you keep people working all the time, you are going to get them. They're going to be less productive and worse at their jobs. It's infuriating to see stuff where they're
under like a very stressful situation.
Yeah, like fucking everybody needs a break. You can't be doing that 24/7.
But anyways, yeah, this Mako guy, I just feel like I get that he apologized later, but I still feel like he needs to be written up for this. Like this needs to be recorded. It obviously, I don't think he should be like punished, but I do think it should be documented.
Agreed. 100% agreed.
I could use a little help. Did Archer need to be rescued? Originally, we did go a bit back and forth on this, but eventually determined that he definitely did need to be rescued because he called Enterprise and asked them to come rescue him. So this definitely counts as a rescue.
Yeah.
Sure.
And now we got our final segment, Ball Watch 2026.
Ball Watch 2026. Balls are sighted.
We should probably say that we appreciate, I didn't say this last time, but we appreciate our friend of the pod, Scott Sigler, who gave us the audio for Ball Watch 2026.
And so to be clear, he did not record that audio for this. Maria was just like, we were trying to figure out what to call this segment. We were like, should we call it Balls to the Wall? Should we call it Ball Watch? And he was like, here's what you should do. And Maria just got a video of him drunk doing like Ball Watch 2026. And then K.O. Myers grabbed the audio from that and created our little sound bites for this segment. So thank you to both of them, to Scott Sigler and to K.O. Myers, by Scott Sigler's books, by the way. Especially if you like horror. If you like this episode and you like horror, guess what? Guess who writes horror novels? Anyway, so Ball Watch 2026. Were there any balls in this episode? I don't really recall seeing any balls unless you count the ones on Malcolm when he told Hawkins to go across the beam and then face down the hordes of Vombies all by himself.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I like it.
I love Malcolm to say. I'm like looking for, I literally look for, Malcolm was going, I was like, hell yeah, so happy Malcolm's going. Season 3, they've somehow whatever they've done to Malcolm, they've like made him good. They like figured out what was bad and they've now made him good.
They've eliminated. Yeah, agreed. I think they've done a great job. I mean, he seems to be so much more likable this season.
Yeah.
Ball Watch 2026.
All right. Well, this is the segment of our show that we like to call Will's Hollow Racks, brought to you by Eric, trademark. We all know what one William Riker is doing in his holodeck. That's right. He is binging Enterprise. But what do we think he should be doing instead? Bill, all you.
I have been listening in my personal holodeck to a audiobook from Sam Neill. It is his memoir, Did I Ever Tell You This? And it is especially fascinating. It is him talking about his entire career. Two things about Sam Neill when he recorded this. One, he is in his 70s. Two, he is dealing with his second cancer diagnosis. Oof. And he gives absolutely no fucks. But it's entirely gentle.
Oh, that's great.
So it's him telling he does not have any major controversies. It's basically if you went to a dinner party with Sam Neill and he was telling you a bunch of fascinating stories from his career.
Cool.
He occasionally talks about people he doesn't like, famous people he doesn't like, but it is a fascinating listen. Sam Neill, Did I Ever Tell You This?
Awesome. Thank you. Maria, what is your recommendation?
My recommendation is, believe it or not, a video game. I know I don't do that very often, but when I do, it's a 5-year-old video game. So I played this game back in 2021, right after 2022, right after I played Pikmin 4, because I love the Pikmin series. And I was like, I like literally Googled other games that are like Pikmin, and I found this game called Tinykin. And it is very Pikmin-esque, but it's got some different game physics in it, so you can float and you can glide along wires and stuff. But it's basically the same concept. You're a tiny, tiny little person, and you've got even tinier little creatures that follow you around, and they have different strengths and they can do different things. And you have to sort of explore this universe, which is basically a house that you're going through different rooms in, and it's super fun. So yeah, Tinykin. I play it on my Switch, but I know it's available on like Xbox and PlayStation and other places too.
Awesome, thank you. I would like to recommend the novel The Hands of the Emperor by Victoria Goddard. I am generally not a fan of most high fantasy, but our recommendation sponsor, Eric, he knows my taste well, and he read this book and decided I would like it and put it on my to-read shelf for me. And boy, was he right. Yeah, because I will not read any high fantasy until Eric has read it first and like determined that I will like it.
Nice.
It is about a man who is the top advisor to the emperor of, some high fantasy world where there's some magic and wizards, but that's all kind of to the side. His big quest is to build the best possible government by rooting out corruption, writing regulatory safety laws, implementing welfare policies, passing universal basic income laws, and like all sorts of stuff like that. He's from like a remote island, so he's also doing this while like being true to himself and his unique culture that he comes from, which none of the royals in the palace that he has to deal with really like understand or respect. And he's also like dealing with his increasing feelings of becoming disconnected from his own family, while also like befriending people in the palace, including the emperor himself. It's basically like high fantasy bureaucracy.
Yeah, this sounds like the most Jamie fantasy novel that has ever been created.
Listeners probably don't know, but I actually have a master's in public policy, and I am the person this is actually why I don't like a lot of stuff like that, is because I'll be like watching some show or like reading a fantasy, and I'm just like, this government makes no fucking sense. Like, this wouldn't work. Like, why? I get like mad about it. And this, I'm just like, no, this is how the government would work. Like, this is exactly how it would work. And it really like leans into all the details of just like how this government is run. But also this character is like so good and so empathetic and cares so much about building a good government. I know I made it sound boring, but I promise it is not. It is lovely and wonderful and heartwarming and cozy. And it's called The Hands of the Emperor by Victoria Goddard. And that is the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Next week, we will revisit this episode as a second contact. And the following week, Bill is going to tell us about the episode Exile. Special thanks to our producer, K.O. Myers at Particulate Media, which, by the way, did you know you could just hire him? You can. You can hire if you have
What?
If you have an idea for a podcast, but you need help figuring out how to get from like podcast idea to actual podcast being released, that is his job. He does that. Yep. You can hire him, and he basically is like an advisor to people making podcasts, and will like get you set up and all that.
And he's fantastic. We would not have gone this long. We would not have been able to start without him, I think. Like, we might have gotten one episode out, and we would have sounded like shit. Like, he does such a good job of making us... Like, I listened to an episode the other day that was not... I listened to it, like, we do an early release before it goes to KO, and I had it on in the car, and I was like, this is awful. Like, all the audio is at different levels. Like, I'm screaming and Jamie's too quiet and our guest is, it was awful, and KO just makes all that go away. It's so great.
Yeah, and it's more than that. He taught me how to use my mic correctly because I was using it wrong. He helped us. Like, we were like, how do we get music for podcasts? I don't know. Like, we probably just would not have had music. And he's like, no, you can just like I can show you how to get music. Like, we had recorded episodes. I still to this day do not know how episodes go from being recorded to like once you have the MP3, how do you get it? Once you have the WAV file, how do you get it on the internet? I don't know. He does all that for us. Really amazing. And he can do it for you too. Go to the link to Particulate Media in the show notes. Anyways, more thanks to our friend David for our beautiful cover art, and to John Stephen King for being the voice of our computer. If you like the show, please rate, review, subscribe on your podcast app of choice, and tell your friends about it. We really appreciate it. I noticed today that we got like another review on Apple from like 3 months ago. It's the first review we've had in like a year. I was very excited. Mm-hmm. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook as @EnterpriseSplaining, and on Blue Sky as @EnterpriseSplain. You can also email us any comments or questions, such as, is T'Pol going to become a Vombie detective who solves murders by seeing the memories of victims after eating their brains? Which apparently is the plot of iZombie.
Yeah, it's a fucking fantastic show. If you have not 100%. Seen that, may I recommend it? It is so good. It is so good.
I have not seen it, but like when me and Eric were coming up with zombie puns, he came up with iZombie, and then I was like, I don't really know. I was like, do you know what iZombie is? And he was like, no. And I'm like, isn't it like a Disney or a CW show? Because I was with like a girl with pretty hair. I didn't realize it was Rose McIver.
Yeah.
A major show,
She's so talented, and it's so good. Like, I have never recommended this, but yes, I highly recommend it. It's so good.
We were at dinner, and Eric like looked up what iZombie was, and then like was like, oh yeah, a cute zombie girl who solves murders by eating the brains of victims to see their memories. And I was like, that sounds amazing. I had no idea that's what that was.
It's a really good show.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta watch that. Well, if you want to support this podcast, you can find us at Buy Me a Coffee as EnterpriseSplaining. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Computer. End program.
While you ponder what this week's lie may be, let's hear from one of our sister podcasts on the ESO network.
Do you like horny Vulcans? We're the podcast that covers all of that. Sorry, everybody. That was my secret podcast that you don't know about.
No, sorry. That's the ESO promo for our podcast that plays on other ESO podcasts.
That's the podcast.
We're the Pod Bar Podcast.
The podcast that the ESO network refused to have on.
All Pod Bar, all the time.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.